democratic arrangements. Believe in the voice of the people, right? But institutionally and how you conduct your business in a democratic society does not always have to mirror the presidential type of democratic institutional framework. So, threat to democracy, for me, democracy means different things to different people. There is some linguistic intelligibility of what, when you say democracy to another English speaker, or democracy or whatever, that you understand that you're talking generally of the same thing. But how you ensure that governments are responsive to the people differs in different societies where you have recalls of people. You have, loss of confidence, or you have to wait 4 years to go through some administration that you cannot tolerate. So you have different systems of change and political institutions and change that constitute what I call democracy. But ultimately, there are certain fundamentals of democracy, is that this is the right of the people to be able to express and respond, and the government's response to them is fundamental. And the rights of the people have to be respected. Those are fundamentals. The mechanisms to ensure that varies according to cultures and different histories. So, Obama perhaps worries, but I don't know that he does, but perhaps worries that this divisiveness is going to rend the society apart. I think there is enough institutional, flexibility and adaptability, to use some Weberian concepts of systems of governance, that would be able to cushion this. But I fear that if it becomes sedimented, which it appears to be the case, it could be very difficult to bridge those gaps that are developing in American society. But America has been through many experiments, and the history of slavery, how America was formed, the Native Americans, all of these sort of things. And the only thing that worries me this time is that this challenge is at a time not that America is in decline, but others are rising. So the resilience and the buoyancy and the robustness of America cannot be afforded to diminish, because with the rise of other powers and a weakening America, if that were to happen because of this divisiveness, could put the United States in a less than strategically important power broker.
Let's have another round of applause for Earle Scarlett. Thank you very much, Earle, for a rolling discussion that actually is going to continue rolling on Thursday evening. Because when Earle and I first discussed the possibility of his coming here, what I thought was so fascinating about his experiences was that we couldn't limit this to simply a discussion about Obama's foreign policy, but we wanted to talk about the stuff of diplomacy. What do diplomats do? What are the sorts of anecdotal things that he can connect us with? And of course, he hasn't put a Chinese wall between the discussion about Obama and some of these questions. So you're getting a taste, in a sense, in what he has done tonight, in what we hope to happen on Thursday evening, in that we're not going to have a structured lecture. And I really want to speak to people like Ambassador Hill to get the whole of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to come to this discussion And I hope we have some more people from our diplomatic community, because what I'd like us to do in his very interestingly titled talk on Thursday, A Diplomat's Quiver, Handling the Unpredictable, is to entertain a discussion between practitioners, students, and of course people from the broader public who are interested in this whole notion. What does it mean to be a diplomat for a great power in the 20th century and indeed in the 21st century? And we actually hopefully will have a bonus in that I'm hoping that Barbara Scarlett, who is herself a former diplomat, will be able to participate in a more active way in that discussion to give us a different kind of perspective, because of course there is obviously inherent in her perspective the gender view as to how different it is to be a female diplomat operating in some particular environment. So ladies and gentlemen, bring one person with you on Thursday. We can promise you the same agenda, that is free entrance but drinks before. You have to eat and drink before you leave. That is the price you pay for coming here. So you come on Thursday, and we will have hopefully a more intense discussion. There are many, many issues, of course, which are in Earle's paper, which have not been elaborated here tonight, and perhaps some of those can be made as well in the discussion on Thursday evening. So once again, thank you very much for coming. Join us outside for some eats. Thank you.